I've noticed that a lot of our bodies are not feeling as awesome as they normally would. And I have a lot of people who are not feeling well. And most of you know that I'm licensed in medicine. I'm a nationally and board certified nurse practitioner. And I have seen a lot of this throughout the years. And it's an interesting thing for me to watch how different times of the year people buy into the belief system that that's when people get the flu. It's the flu season. It's this allergy season. It's the whatever season. So it's important for us to recognize that part of why we get ill is because we're programmed to get ill. We're programmed to think that at a certain time of the year, we experience certain kinds of things in our body. I was speaking to someone the other day, and she said that she has this belief system that she gets sick in the spring and in the fall or something like that. And what was really weird for me is I used to think something very similar. So I used to think, sometime in the spring, and then usually about October or November, I would start feeling, I'd get sinus or, whatever what I call our default program is. Sinus infections for me is what usually will come up. For some people it's gut, for some people it's a sore throat or strep throat or whatever. But the bottom line is we are actually creating more of our experience by creating a pattern. The pattern comes from a belief system. So if we have a belief system that our bodies are going to be ill at a certain time of the year, or because we do a certain thing, oh, I can't go out in the rain because I used to hear that when I was little. You can't go out in the rain because that's when you get sick. Well, I'd be dead by now because I live in the Northwest, because it's a belief. It's a thought system. It's important to recognize not only your own beliefs, but what are societal's beliefs. As I was just saying a minute ago, people say we get sick at certain times of the year. What are you going to do about not falling into that pattern of that? And besides that, well, before I go into the patterns, let's talk about what really aggravates our immune system. The bottom line is we only become ill when we are having a lower immune system. So what do you think the most important thing to do? Have a stronger immune system, of course. But what causes our immune system to get low? Stress. Stress comes in so many different forms. Right now, as I'm watching us as a collective, what we're going through is we're going through a tremendous amount of data overload. We're feeling overwhelmed. I don't really know hardly anyone, I know there's a few, but I don't know hardly anyone that is not feeling like, oh my God, I can't keep up. There's not enough hours in the day. I have to do this, I have to do that. And one of the analogies I use is that we are like that CNN channel, and you turn it on and you've got all the data of all of the stocks, and you've got the gold prices, and you've got the NASDAQ thing over here, and then you've got somebody speaking, then you have a little thing in the background about somebody else who's doing whatever. So, there's like a million trillion data points that are hitting us at once. Truth is, that's happening on levels that we're not even conscious of. So that means that when we walk into a room, we're taking in, because we have very sensitive immune systems. We have very sensitive experiences in our body, but we are not conscious of them most of the time. Therefore, our body is being inundated with certain energies, and these energies have a certain way of affecting us. If they're high vibrating, then they might feel better. If they're lower vibrating, it makes us feel a little heavier, or maybe very heavy. The bottom line is that we must be conscious of what it is that's going on with us. Therefore, what I'm noticing is we have I'm sorry, I'm stuttering here because my internet is saying that I'm not having good internet, and I'm really fading in and out, so I don't know if you're actually receiving me. So if you could please put in the box that you can still hear me, that would be really helpful for me. Any of you that can actually hear me and that I'm moving, that would be good, because I can't tell on the phone what's happening. So I just got some loves running across there, so thank you for that, to let me know that you must be able to hear me. At any rate, let's go back to the stress. So we know that we've got overwhelm and data overload. We know that we have pressure at a very high level in our lives. Well, we also know that these pressures have to do with survival. Now, maybe you never thought of that. I'm going to take you a bit deeper this morning, and that is to recognize that we are in a place where we are experience the whole world as a place of, am I okay? Am I not okay? If I'm okay, I feel good. If I'm not okay, I actually feel threatened that I'm not going to be able to move along in life and experience what it is that I really want to experience. Therefore, it's important to recognize that survival comes up, like, I have enough money, am I going to have enough food? And I know this is a little extreme for some of you. It's like, really get over that. But the truth is that when we get stressed, it's from these subconscious thoughts that are going on. And so there's some practical things that you can do. First of all, on a body level, sleep more. And I know if you're like me, it's like, I'd love to do that, but I don't really have time to sleep more. I have so many things to do. You may be saying to yourself, oh sure, who's going to get the kids up? Who's going to take care of this? How are they going to like it if I go into work and I'm late because I decided to sleep more? And you have the ability to make your life be what it is that you want to do. Go to bed earlier. Get more efficient with your time. Think about what things you are doing every day that you don't really have to do. What kind of self-imposed limitations are you putting on yourself? This is a big one for me. I make up these deadlines, and this really increases my own personal stress level, as I make up these deadlines and I've got to do this by this very moment. And the truth is that it's not really urgent. It might be important, but it's not urgent. So when you look at your day and you look at your life, are you doing things that really could be put off, especially when you're in a crunch? So think about that. So the practical things means that you reduce your stress level. You can also reduce your stress level by doing the cycle of 5 breathing that I speak about. It's breathing in through your nose to the count of 5, hold it for the count of 5, and exhaling through your mouth to the count of 5. When you do that, your body starts to really calm down. Get into the habit of doing that when you're starting to feel yourself pretty overloaded with all the things that are stressing you, because the stress will not support your clarity one tiny bit. And what it will do is lower your immune system, so your body will start to feel overloaded and more stressed, which is going to create all of the bugs that are flying around in the world. And there are a million trillion of them, and you have them in your body. But what happens is we usually don't get ill because our body's immune system, our T cells, are really working very strongly. And when we're stressed, they reduce. And that's when we start to take on stuff like the chills or the flu or all these kinds of things. So there's components that go with this whole thing that I'm speaking about. It's our beliefs, it's society's belief, it's what we've bought into. It also has to do with what we're doing physically. Are we resting enough? Are we overwhelming ourselves? Are we relaxing in the day even when we're not sleeping? Are we watching what we eat? Are we eating really strong, healthy foods? Are we eating junky processed foods? Because they will lower you. And if you are not exercising and moving the energy, then what occurs is that your body gets very slow and sluggish. Exercise, movement, stretching, it increases the blood flow. And what happens when that you are increasing your blood flow? Then you are going to experience more oxygen. Oxygen helps us feel stronger. So breathe in more deeply. And move the energy, stretch, work out. Kyrie and I did weightlifting this morning to really rockin' music. And so in between, we were, really moving our bodies. It makes us feel good. It raises our vibration. It makes our muscles happy. And those are things that you can do. Make it fun. Make what you do fun. And when you do that, your whole energy, your whole vibration feels better. And the higher the vibration, the stronger your immune system is going to be. So remember that your mindset is very important. Remember that what you're eating, what you're doing, what you're thinking is very, very important. I am so appreciative of you all being here with me. Thank you for sharing, 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 sharing. these videos with people that you care about, because these people will be able to have these little moments of wisdom that might make a complete and total difference in their life. So I have a request for all of you. I am looking for a name of what to call these live videos. And one person suggested, what did they say? E's Daily Dose of Life. And you can come up with anything that you can think of. And if you write it right there in the comments, that would be great. Or you could private message me. But if you would do that, I would really appreciate it, because I'm open to your ideas about what it is that you think these could be named that would be general enough, supportive enough, and powerful enough to be able to bring people so they can get how important they are in the world, how important what they think is in the world, how important what they do in the world is. And from there, we will be able to make a change that's not only personal, but it will end up being global. And I know you want to really be in the place where you love the life that you live, and you love to be in an easy place with all of the people that you are surrounded with. So comment below, private message me, keep sharing, and know that I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you for being here, listening, and making a difference in the world because of who you are. Until tomorrow, feel a hug.